Hi guys! If you watch the first episode, the introduction, you'll know that I'm going to be talking about being in an abusive relationship in high school, and I promised this episode would be the beginning. So I lived in Alaska up until I turned 16, and it actually was that summer. I turned 16 in June, and we moved at the beginning of June. And I was very sad to have to move because I was actually starting to become kind of popular there. And before that, I had a really hard time talking to boys. I was like super gawky and kind of awkward, and whenever a boy would talk to me, it'd be like, oh, I couldn't say anything. It was just so exciting. And my mom used to say to me, Miranda, why do you have such a hard time? It's not like they're a different species or something. They're just boys. Just talk to them. And I'm like, I don't know. I just don't know what to say. And I get all nervous, and I just clam up. And when I do speak, it's not what I want to say, and it's just embarrassing. So just before then, I started to get to where kind of I could talk to boys, but I had kind of a hard time in Alaska. I had a little bit of like a reputation, almost not anything that was my fault, but it was really hard in Alaska. So I was really excited when I pulled into this mountain town in New Mexico, and it's this small town. Like, you go down the road and there's little shops on each side for about I'm maybe a city block, and then there's nothing again, and that's the town. And there was like an ice cream parlor, like a beauty salon, and a bar, of course, and a few cafes or whatever. It was mainly for the tourists or whatever. And that was where we were going to live this summer. Well, my dad was working, and we were looking for a house in Rio Rancho, where we wound up. And so when we were there, and I don't want to really name where it is, just because I don't want it to like get back to the people. But anyways, um, when we were pulling through, one of the things I noticed, as one of the few things they had, was this skate park, and it was full of skater boys, and I was super excited. So as soon as we got out and I said hi to my dad, who had moved down there first, I was like, Mom, can I go and see the skate park and see if those boys will talk to me? My mom's like, sure, just don't be gone for very long. So, and take your sister. I'm like, oh, Mom, not Michaela. But I took her with me, and there was a playground right next to the park, and I kind of sat there and was like kind of looking over, like hoping somebody noticed me. And somebody did, and talked to me and invited me over to talk to the rest of the people. And it was that was the beginning of my summer. And I look back at my summer there, and it's actually one of the few times in my life I look back and I'm like super happy. I mean, my initial thought when I think of this place is sunshine and happiness. Like, I think because it was only 3 months long, I wasn't there long enough for the kids to like get jaded on me, and I wasn't there long enough for like me to start like making enemies and not really liking people and stuff. So everybody was just like my friend. And it was this little town where everybody had dated everyone, and then broken up, and then dated someone else, and then broke up and got with the same person again, and then broke up, and and they all dated each other. And so when I got there, it was like chumming for sharks. I was like this new girl in this small town where it was mostly boys, and so these boys were like super excited. And I started dating one guy, and we broke up pretty fast. It was a high school relationship. And then my best friend from Alaska, when I would call her and tell her about it, how cool it was there, and all these people, and I was having these parties out in the woods, and stuff, which my parents didn't know about. But and I would go up to this hot spring during the day, and we would go swimming at a swimming hole, and we were hiking and skateboarding, and there's this house that all these boys stayed in that was kind of like the house we hung out at. And so she wanted to come and see. And so she came down and it was really fun. We like snuck out in the middle of the night one night. It was the only time I've ever snuck out, and we stayed in the hot springs till like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, and then came back in. And there was this boy there who had said that, you know, he had never been in a relationship before. He was a virgin, and he liked Asian girls, and my best friend in Alaska was Asian, so I kind of tried to set him up, and they, you know, kissed or whatever, but that was about it. But since he wanted to kind of date my friend while she was there, which was like only a week, um, and I was totally cool with like her being the center of attention when she was there, because I was just like so excited about everything. These were my boys, you know. And so when she came, he hung out with us a lot because I was trying to set him up, and she was, you know, kind of liking him. And so um, before, I didn't know this really until I always kind of, I don't know. So I guess he wasn't really invited to a lot of things, which is kind of weird in this town where there's like 15 kids the same age hanging out with each other, that they would exclude this one person. And I didn't know that, and that's why he was so excited when he was hanging out with me and my friend, because then he could get invited places. And I guess I should have took it probably as kind of a warning, like why are the kids not really wanting to hang out with this guy? But after my friend left, I just was kind of used to hanging out with him a lot. So me and him were like together, like he drove me around a lot and stuff. And I was only there for maybe another month until we left. And then we went to Rio Rancho, and I started a school. And when I went from Alaska, which was a school of 36 kids graduating class, to that would have been my graduating class if I had stayed, and then to New Mexico, where the graduating class was 450 kids. So I was kind of once again the new girl, and in this place where you basically knew your group and then you didn't really know anyone else because it was so big, you know. So um oh, what was I saying? Um so at first I got kind of tried to be friends with these kind of preppy girls that didn't, they were kind of mean, and I did not want to be friends with them. And I was still seeing my friends from this mountain town because it was only an hour away from where I was living. So I wasn't like super like desiring friends in school, but I did make a whole bunch of friends on the school bus. And one of the girls didn't have the same lunch as me, but she told me to hang out with her friends that were on the different lunch, and told me where they sat. And so I sat with them, and at the time I was like, yeah, I kind of hang out with this guy a lot. I really like him. I think he's kind of cute, but I don't know, we're just friends. And then I don't really remember how it happened, but I remember just like really wanting to be together with him and have him be my boyfriend. And then like we kissed or something, and it still wasn't anything. And then he finally got the nerve up to be like, "Are we like dating now? What's going on?" And I was like, "Oh, that's so. Can we date? That'd be awesome." And so we got together, and so that was my high school sweetheart. That's how we kind of got together, I guess. And so that's going to be the first little segment, and it sounds kind of cute at this point, and then it starts to not get so cute. So keep watching, and I'll let you know a little bit more about what happened. Thank you for watching Speaking to the Fog.